Hello everybody, I'm Bear Skills. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Century Age of Ashes. So I'm back here again for another tips and tricks video. Now this is going to be a bit of a shorter video, but it has some important tricks that I think not everybody knows about, and I think it could be very helpful to your guys' gameplay to know about these. So to start off, you got the Marauder. Now, a lot of people don't seem to play the Marauder as much. They either play the Vanguard or the Phantom, but for those of you who do play the Marauder, which happens to be my favorite class, something you may not know is the Hunter's Mark ability. When you use it on an enemy, you guys can see here, when you actually take down an enemy, it fully recharges. As you guys can see, I have it again down there in the bottom right. We don't have a target to lock onto, but as you can see, you instantly get it back. Now when the enemy respawns here, I will use it again. I'll show you the difference. So if I have it with cooldown and I cancel it, you guys can see it has a cooldown there. But if the mark is on an enemy and you kill the enemy, while the mark is active, it instantly gives you back the full cooldown so that you can instantly get back into the action and get into the combat a lot quicker. Now, another tip you guys might not know about is if you take a look at the Berserker right here, and if you guys are playing a lot of Carnage, you guys will know that this thing does spawn on the map, and the good thing about it is you can actually practice. I know some people seem to have a trouble following this in Carnage, the Berserker raid, and actually getting it down. But if you guys follow it here in the map, there actually isn't a way to get into the Sanctuary map on the free flight mode. I would like to show you guys stuff from there, but unfortunately that's not an option as of right now. Hopefully when we get custom matches in the future, I can go over some more things in further detail with some help from, you know, somebody else, stunt double, I guess you could say, to help me showcase some things. But the Berserker Wraith will always follow the same path in the free flight mode as it does in the Carnage game mode. So if you guys are having any difficulty knowing where to go to get the Berserker Wraith or the best sections of its flight path to actually attack it, follow it through the free flight modes and memorize its pathing, and then you guys can select which paths you prefer to take it out in so that you have a better chance of actually doing that in a live match and getting the Berserker buff. Now another trick and a bit of a tip that you guys might not know about is if you go to your classes here and you go to the Vanguard, it doesn't matter what ability you take here, but it's all about the Salvation Surge. And I can't truly showcase it here, and I'm really bad at the Vanguard myself, so it's hard to get footage of it in an actual game. But when you use your Salvation Surge, and it gives them that 50 shield, it gives them and you the 50 shield, which I have covered in a previous video, but the healing is not all at once. It's not a burst heal. It actually heals over time. So definitely keep that in mind. It heals consistently every second or so through the whole usage time of Salvation Surge. The entire time they have the shield, they are getting health back. So keep in mind it's not a burst heal, it is a heal over time effect. Now another tip I have for you guys is I'll do with the Drake Piercer here. So in a match of Carnage, on the lake map, it's always going to spawn up at the top here. Like I said, I don't have the ability to enter free flight on the Sanctuary map, so I can't exactly showcase that here. And while I tried to get some footage of that, I actually couldn't get really any footage of that because I haven't been able to get into a Carnage mode on Sanctuary map for quite some time now. But when it comes to the Drake Piercer, a lot of people I see, when it spawns in the map, everybody kind of scrambles to go get it. If you're interested in getting the Drake Piercer, whether or not you want to use it in a match, or you simply have a daily mission or a weekly mission to use the Drake Piercer, it will always spawn in its position. It will always spawn at the 4-minute and 30-second mark and the 2-minute mark in either of the maps, and it will always spawn in the same location. So what I would recommend is when it gets to around 10 seconds before it spawns, you know, 10 like at 4 minutes and 40 seconds, I would recommend, if you're looking for the Drake Piercer, to definitely get ready next to it and be able to take it, because a lot of people don't, you know, the timing of it yet, and they don't actually think about it until it gives you the big notification that it has spawned in the map. So if you're looking to get it, definitely make sure you're looking for it at the 4-minute and 30-second mark and the 2-minute mark. And that is exactly when they spawn in every match. That might change in the future, but as of right now in the beta, that is the times. And if it does change in the early access or the full release of the game, I will definitely check it out. Now another thing, now it is a little hard to showcase, as with certain things, because I don't have the ability to actually fight anything truly, or have somebody else demonstrate. Like I said, custom matches will come in the future, and I will be able to give you guys some further in-depth tips and tricks, guides, and show you guys a little bit more in detail on combat tactics. But when it comes to the mine of the Phantoms, you guys can see, if you guys see that black mine, you can actually see the mine here. This has a hitbox on it that shows up exactly like the one on the Berserker Wraith. I'll showcase that here, that little green diamond. That's the same hitbox that shows up on the mine, and it is centered around the actual physical mine here. Now, I can't showcase it here, but you can lock onto it similar to a flare or to the Berserker Wraith, and one fireball will defuse the mine. Now, if you defuse it, the mine still blows up and does damage, so you are going to want to be a certain distance away out of its blast radius in order to defuse it safely. In most circumstances, you're not really going to have a lot of time to disarm the mine, but in certain places, such as up here, if somebody has it on the sides here blocking the shield, you can take the time when you're flying by to disable it for another pass around to get the shield at a later point in time. And something else you guys should know about the mines is they have a 3-minute timer. So in a Gates of Fire match, in a single round of Gates of Fire, there is 4 minutes. So if you place a mine at the start of the match, you're going to have all but the last minute. Your mine is going to be up unless it is diffused or somebody flies through it. Something I wish they would add to free flight mode is the actual checkpoints so that you can practice flying through them, and I guys could show you some good placements with the mines. Very hard to show. I tried to get some footage of that in the live gameplay, but very hard to take the time to showcase getting the right placements with the mines in a live match. But I can show you a little bit through here, because these are one of the ideal places on this map to put mines. This one is really good. Now, I wouldn't recommend putting it on the sides. What I'd recommend is putting it on these archways here, because if you put it here, they're going to have to fly really, really low to maybe even get under it, and most of the time they're not going to be able to, so that archway there is really nice. It's the lowest point of the ceiling to the ground, so very nice. People are going to have a hard time seeing it when they come through. Another great place to put your mines is anywhere through here, and up here as well. Put them right through here, or you can put them on the ceiling, although I'd recommend putting here on more of the ground level there. In doing so, most people take this really tight here. They grab the shield, as you guys can see, and then they kind of swerve up like there, and if you have a mine there, most of the time it's going to hit them. It is not the greatest placement of a mine, but it is better than some locations I have seen. Now, when coming through here, having a mine underneath this archway is very nice. Having a mine on the side of the archway through here, underneath, can be really nice as well. If you place the mine, say, right through here, it can be nice when people cut through, or if you have it underneath of the archway, say right here. It can be really nice. Same as if you put the mine through here where the shield is. If people take the time to come through and get it, they are going to get hit. So those are a few tips and tricks that might help you guys out if you guys are having any difficulty with the game or any trouble in general. Something else that I would recommend learning is that on your Mystic Shroud ability, it will get rid of any fireballs that are currently targeting you. It works very similar to Gust. If you have any fireballs that are coming after you, and you see the red indicators, before those indicators, and the fireballs get too close to you, if you go invisible, the fireballs will lose track of you and immediately go away and dissipate. So, say if you're getting targeted by 2 or 3 people and they unleash a volley of fireballs on you, that's when you should use your invisibility. It will use up their fireballs, and you can get away quite safely, and you can make it to a shield or another boost or buff. So, really nice tip to know when playing the Phantom. That is going to do for this episode, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy. And if you did, and you learned something, make sure to like the video. And if you're new and want to see more content like this, definitely subscribe to the channel so that you can be aware whenever I do post more content like this. In the future, when custom matches are available, I will be able to go in more depth, showing you guys tactics, tips, and tricks. Now, something I do get asked a lot, by the way, in terms of controls, is my sensitivity. I have my mouse X reactivity and my mouse Y reactivity up at 5 on both. I don't have them inverted. And in terms of settings, the only thing I have different here is I have my look behind me as mouse 4, which allows me to look behind me like this, which is really nice. I covered that in a different video, but if you guys didn't see that one or you didn't know, looking behind you is very nice. You can see behind you. It's like a rear view method. Works really nice for knowing who's behind you. Great way to gather information. And when it comes to movement, I have a lot of questions about this in my videos. When it comes to movement and you want to make quick turns, like say 180, you're better off to quickly tap once or multiple times. If you just hold it, you're going to lose a lot of speed and momentum. If you hold it, I'm holding it, you guys can see I'm losing a lot of my speed and my momentum turning around here. But if you simply tap it a couple times, you're not losing near as much speed. Now when it comes to using these geysers, if you use shift and you tap it while you're moving and you go through a geyser, you can get really quick directional turns very easily. So make sure that you're not holding down the shift button unless you actually want to stop. Make sure you are quickly tapping it or clicking it once when I turn. So every time I make a directional turn, I tap the shift button, which allows me to make my turns really sharp. One click usually does enough for my whole turn, but if I need to make a couple different turns in one motion, I definitely click every time I'm about to move my mouse, usually if I want to make sharp turns. Every time you move your mouse, click the shift button and just quickly tap it, and you'll be able to make tighter turns. That wasn't a great example there, but like right there, really nice. Or you want to go down, or you want to go up, just tap your shift key every time you move your mouse for those sharp turns. So I hope you guys did learn something there. If you guys did, like I said before, definitely like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content just like this. So hope you guys are doing great, and I hope to see you guys in another video.